We have accessed for you here. This is information that is now coming through where Khalistanis seem to be under one roof in Azerbaijan. The Baku Initiative Group, known for its proxy activism, has hosted a high-profile conference on alleged violence against Sikhs and minorities in India. Attendees included Punjab Minister alongside Khalistani figures from Canada, the United Kingdom and the United States as well. Siddhant continues to be with us, getting us more details as to what exactly transpired in this pro-Khalistan, anti-India platform in Azerbaijan. Yes, Siddhant.
Well, that's right, Poonam. So we are bringing this exclusive input for our viewers. So this conference took place in Baku on 16th of January, Poonam, and this was held under the umbrella of Baku Initiatives Group. This group claims to be not be associating with the government of Azerbaijan, but the pictures that we have managed to access from the conference, perhaps we could see that all the elements, all the Khalistani elements could be seen sitting there, including Ramesh, Arora, the sitting minister in the Pakistani government. In fact, the meeting started by paying tributes to Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. In fact, 1984 incident was brought for discussion. In fact, how the global propaganda needs to be spread as far as the Khalistan issue is concerned. The NGOs, think tanks needs to be put in place to run the disinformation campaign, etc., etc. All these things were discussed in Baku. Now, what is very interesting here, Poonam, is that so far we have been reporting that how such conferences, referendums taking place in Canada, Australia, Auckland, London, etc., etc. But this is perhaps for the first time that Baku is hosting this conference where the Khalistani elements have been invited, including sitting minister in the Pakistani government. Now, the second most important point here, Poonam, is that since last 1 year, we have been reporting that how the think tank community in Azerbaijan, the media outlet, etc., have been mirroring the foreign policy narrative of Pakistan. Their outlets, etc., anti-Kashmir propaganda, anti-India propaganda, etc., have taken center stage in Azerbaijan's media, their mainstream newspaper. This is for the first time that this group, which is not associated with government officially, but have been doing a lot of events in association with the official think tank of the government of Azerbaijan, is now hosting the Khalistan conference, perhaps. So definitely it will be a concern for the Indian government. So on 16 January, this conference took place, and in fact, all the conventional faces of the so-called Khalistani movement perhaps took part in this conference.
Now, Siddhant, the kind of bonhomie, if you could call it that, between Pakistan and ISI and Khalistani elements, that's not new. But how is the Indian government looking at this? Any inkling on what security apparatus here in India is looking at?
Well, right now, we have not been able to speak to sources in Indian government, but all we can say is that this is definitely a concern for the Indian government, because these kinds of conferences taking place in Baku perhaps once again shows that how the government there, the think tank, influencers, etc., are inclining towards Pakistan, and Pakistan, which used to use this entire Khalistan movement as a tool against India, has now successfully managed to convince Azerbaijan to provide these elements, this movement, a safe haven to operate. And this has been proven with this conference taking place in Azerbaijan. Poonam.
Now, India is, of course, going to be looking at this very closely, but it also goes on to show the kind of desperation, Siddhant, that Pakistan has. I mean, the kind of internal strife that it has been facing from certain regions like Balochistan, from Gilgit-Baltistan, and the kind of pressure that's coming in from the Afghanistan side as well with the TTP. Now, Pakistan is trying to foment trouble in India once again. They're trying to shift the narrative, shift attention to what they do best, isn't it?
In fact, I would also like to highlight that this Baku Initiative Group was established at an international conference, titled Towards the Complete Elimination of Colonialism. This initiative group has largely been deployed as a foreign policy tool, primarily focusing on disinformation, interference, and proxy activism against Western countries, including France, Belgium, Netherlands, in response to their criticism of Azerbaijan. Now, this Baku Initiative Group has targeted their colonial legacy and advocates independence movements in their overseas territory. So largely this is the background of Baku Initiative Group. They have been speaking against France, Netherlands, Belgium, colonialism, etc., etc. This is for the first time that they have entered in this space. This is the same false propaganda narrative which Pakistan has been peddling against India from last so many decades. And Baku, the Azerbaijan, has entered in this game on 16th of
Absolutely, and New Delhi is going to be watching very closely. For the moment, though, Siddhant, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front.